Okay, being an attorney, I've admired your work for a
Well,
long
thank you,
time.
thank you.
Do you have a case you're most proud of? I know everyone wants to talk to you about the Perry case, but
Yeah,
let's...
well, I've got 6 children, all right, and I can't distinguish between them, all right. So I've got about half a dozen favorite cases, but certainly the Perry case is one. Certainly Bush v. Gore is another, even though it didn't come out.
Yeah, that one didn't work out so well, but you did a hell of a job.
Yeah, it was, I did my best. And,
what's it like working with your opponent from that case?
It's great. It's great. Although Ted and I don't agree on very many things. All right. I mean, Bush v. Gore was one good example, but we're on different sides of the political spectrum. But on this one, we both agree that this is a question not of conservatives or liberals, or Republicans or Democrats. This is a civil rights issue. This is a human rights issue. This is a constitutional issue. This is somebody that anybody who cares about America and who cares about the core principles of this country ought to want to see discrimination end.
And it's a pretty, I mean, is it a no-brainer case? It appears to be.
I think it is. I really do. I tell you, I mean, we went through a 3-week trial, all right, and there wasn't any evidence for the other side. Not a little bit, not you balance it, there was none, zero. They've got a bumper sticker, all right? They don't have a legal analysis. They have something that says marriage is between a man and woman. End of story, period. They don't have a rationale. They don't have logic. They don't have legal precedent. They don't have policy. They don't have any of the scientific evidence to support them. I mean, there's nothing there.
So we're assuming that this is going to work its way through the system,
Yes,
all the way to the top, I would imagine.
I think it will.
Are you concerned?
If we win, it's going to all the way.
Are you concerned that it might be too early to set a precedent all the way at the top?
Well, I think there's always a question of when is the country ready, when is the court ready to end discrimination. Remember, before we had Brown against Board of Education, we had to go through Plessy against Ferguson. And you never know when the court is going to be ready to take that step. But the court has repeatedly recognized that marriage is a fundamental right. The court has now repeatedly recognized more recently that gays and lesbians cannot be discriminated against. Now, you put those two things together, and I think it's pretty clear where the court, as a matter of legal precedent and logic, ought to come out. Now, nobody can guarantee what the court will do. What I can say is that it's absolutely certain what the right constitutional decision is.
Now, are you worried what happens if the result doesn't go that way?
I think there'll be a huge disappointment. There'll be a disappointment to Ted, to me, and to everybody who's involved in this. But if it does, if the court were to rule against us, then the battle at the state level goes on. Remember, the battle at the state level was first on the legislative front, which is not affected at all by a Supreme Court decision, and second, on the state constitutional grounds. None of the states that outlawed bans on marriage equality did so on federal constitutional grounds. They all did it on state constitutional grounds. Those state constitutional grounds continue to exist.
So the fight will go on.
The fight will go on.
Now, one last question. Is it a little ironic that Don't Ask, Don't Tell could be repealed before gay marriage is allowed in California?
It is. I mean, it is extraordinary. And I went to junior high school, college in California. And to find California to the right of not only Canada, but Spain.
Right.
I mean, this is a something where countries as Catholic as Spain, you know, as diverse as Scandinavia and South Africa, as near as Canada, have all ended that discrimination. And to have that exist in this country, and particularly in California, I think is an anomaly.
Well, we're glad you're at the helm trying to get that changed for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
really
very much.
admire your work.
Thank you very much. Take care.